everyone. So I've had a lot of requests to do a tutorial on how I put my planner together. I did so much research the summer before I started nursing school, just figuring out how I should organize my planner because there's just so many assignments and exams and just a lot of things going on for nursing school. When I first found like a way, I went with it and then I didn't like it. So I just kind of made it my own and then just like adapted to however like the schedule was for school. So I'm gonna quickly go through the products that I use and then I will jump in. So this right here, these are the personal planners. This is the wide version and this is the A4, I believe. This one's for the 2017-18 school year, and this one's just about done in a few weeks in August. So once I'm done with this one, I'll be using this one. So you can get these from personalplanner.com. I have a couple pictures of them tagged in my Instagram pictures, so go check it out. And then something I started using this like 2017 year is a calendar, like a big giant calendar that I hang in my bedroom. And I got this off of Shutterfly. So I have them tagged in one of my pictures as well. So it's been really nice to have because I can personalize it however I want. Same with these, you can do it however you guys want to. Pens, I love these pens. I actually have, this is the thinner version, and then I have the thicker like ink too. I just don't have them out. And then I also have a lot of these Bic marking pens. They're permanent, so if you can tell, I kind of like Bic products. So I definitely recommend them, especially for like note taking. These are awesome for note taking. And then these I use in the planner and the calendar. So another thing that I used in like my first semester or first 2 semesters of nursing school were these little stickers. I got them off of Amazon, I think, for just a few dollars, and then I hole punched them with like the little hole puncher. So it worked out pretty good, but then it got to be like really annoying and I couldn't color code everything the right way and that type of thing. So I'll show you the way I started out doing it and then how I do it now. So like I said, this is a personal planner. I started using this one my first semester of nursing school last August, or September actually. You can go, I mean, they have different ways of customizing it and things like that. It's really nice. This is just the 2, like it only has like a weekly view. It doesn't have the monthly, which is why I got the A4 version of it, because it does come with the monthly. I'm really looking forward to using this one in a few weeks, just because it seems easier in terms of looking at things. This one, this was actually my first week of nursing school, but it didn't have this line. Like I customized it so that there was just like these blue lines throughout. But I ended up drawing a line in the middle of it just to separate the 2 classes, and then I would write the classes there. So as you can tell, I kind of was just like playing around with it for a little bit, like in how I wanted to label it. So it didn't turn out as good as I thought it would, but it worked. It worked for me. So I just divided it in half because like the max amount of classes I can take is like 2 or 3, and so I was just like, I'll keep it to 2. So I divided it in half, I labeled it, and then I also labeled it by the week. Since we're on weekly sessions, it all went like that. So everything is labeled by week 1, 2, 3, whatever, that type of thing. This was my first semester or session of nursing school, and like I said, I didn't know how I wanted to do my planner. I researched so much on how to format it and things like that, that it was just more of like trial and error for me. So I started out with these little dots, and I have it all color coded on a sheet as well as in the back of my planner. So I had color coded everything on these dots according to a key I put in the back. So all the stickers had some type of meaning to it. So I found most of like the color coding ideas from Pinterest, just like the how to organize your planner was on Pinterest type of thing. It was actually funny though, because when I was doing this, I was like, Mom, how do I put this one? Like, which color should I put for this? And what color should I put for that? And she just kind of looked at me like I was crazy, but her and I have like this like planner office supply obsession. So we get along very well with that, and so she kind of helped me through it. It worked to some extent because I actually used the stickers as like more of like a checklist thing. So once I was done, I could like check it off, or if I knew I had to do this or something like that. So it worked out pretty good for a little bit. Everything was color coded based on whatever I had assigned to it. And some of them I really didn't use until like my second semester, or I didn't use at all. Like brown, I never planned on going to the gym. I just kind of went because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Miscellaneous, originally it was supposed to be like tuition, but tuition's already charged for me to my account, so I don't have to worry about paying for it like right away. And then skills lab and clinical, that didn't come until January and March of this year. So it really comes down to like what I thought was good for me. The little flowers, I don't know if I have them on here, but at the time I was working 2 jobs my first semester, and then I went down to 1 because I was getting more hours at the pool. So I put a little flower as my work. And I'm not sure if I put like where I was working, but I would just put it at the top as kind of like, this is the time that I'm working until, that type of thing. So, let's see. So this was still my first session of nursing school. I put little things like clinical compliance, so like I put that one as blue, just so that I knew I had to like get everything in by this day. And then exams, to study it from, I put hot pink. That was kind of like my thing to like pop out. Everything was just kind of organized, like I said, to how I color coded it. This is my second session of nursing school. I took health and wellness and political science. Health and wellness, I get so many questions on that class about how to study for it, and quite honestly, it was just so frustrating because I didn't know how to study for it either. So it was just like a lot of reading for me, and so that's what I did. I read most of the chapters, did the practice questions, and this is where I used the stickers as like my checklist. So everything that was done, I checked off. The political science class, it was an online course, so there was a lot of discussion posts. So I would put that as like a to-do thing, as like I had to do this discussion post, and then I would check it off, or like work on I don't even remember what TCO was, but it was like the assignment we had to do for the week. So I just made sure it was checked off. So for my second semester of nursing school, I had health assessment and fundamentals of nursing. This was like the start of hardcore nursing courses. So that's when I was like, okay, I have to really just crack down and use this planner and make sure I have everything in order. So what I did was, the schedule that we were given, I used this and I put everything based on what was in this schedule into the planner. It goes back to how everything was formatted on my little cheat sheet back here. It was formatted like that on my things. So like exams, I had as red. So on week 3, day 2, I had an exam sticker that was red, saying that I had an exam that day. Kind of self-explanatory, I suppose. Lectures, I put in like a hot pink, or sorry, not hot pink, like a light pink, only because it was like the same as reading for me. This is where like it all comes in. Like the light pink was a safety lecture, and that correlated with what was on the schedule here. Worksheets that we did, I put as yellow because that was considered an assignment that we had to complete, the homework assignment thing there. I highlighted it too just so it would stand out to me that I had to get that finished. And then we had 2 different textbooks to read. We had the Potter and Perry and then the Carpenito nursing diagnosis book. And like I said, I didn't really read that much because we had everything in our lecture notes, which was really nice because I only used the book to like clarify things that semester. So I color coded it based on that. So like up here it says Potter and Perry was purple, Carpenito was brown. So that's how I formatted it for this semester, or this session, at least for funds. For the lab, I don't have the thing here, but we had like a list of everything that we had to do in lab. So like we had our math packet due this day on January 12th. We also had a return demo, which was more of like, how do you wash your hands? How do you greet a patient when you walk into their room? That type of thing. So to me, that was kind of like an exam worthy thing, but I just put that as like the quiz because it was kind of like that, but it wasn't, I don't know. It made sense in my head. But I made that stand out because it was something that was important and then I had to watch out for that to prepare for it. Reading the textbook, that was more of like the skills. And then the YouTube videos I put in green because I needed to watch those. So I highlighted them just to make sure that I would get to it because they were important, especially like right before lab. You had to know what was going on before getting there because I wanted to be prepared. Same thing for health assessment. It was more of like a quiz type of thing or making sure the content was right, that type of thing. So let's see. Case studies, I put in light green. That was kind of like the similar to like a to-do, but it was more of like a different type of to-do thing. Yeah. Exam 1 of health assessment here, and then fundamentals here. So I put it on this sheet here. It was on this sheet here. Week 3, day 2. So week 3 and then day 2. Because I had lecture Mondays and Wednesdays. So the exam was this day. So I made sure to put like study for exam 1 the day before the exam, and then I had the sticker for exam 1 on the actual day. Same thing for everything else. I mean, I just repeated it throughout the entire session. So for the March session, I started using the stickers and then the markers that I had just shown you guys, the big ones here. But I was just getting annoyed with having to hole punch everything out and then write it down, and if I didn't do it right, I had to take it off. So it was just easier for me just to use the markers, and then I could just like use white out or whatever. But I started like mixing things up a little bit, which it is what it is. This is where my first clinical was. So I put that in blue, like I had on my key over here. So clinical was blue. And so I just made that as my thing every Friday. Different things, like I had plans with a friend, so I made that a different color. I don't think I had it in here. Like, see, purple was registered, but I just kind of made it as like miscellaneous for myself. But the sleep case, or for case studies, I just left as like a light green. It was miscellaneous, but it was more of like that popped out to me to do it and make sure it was done right before the due date. I started doing the light pink. Instead of reading, I did it as the lecture. That way I knew what was going to be lectured that day, so I just marked that down in the light pink. And then, again, with the exams, I put in red. This was for lab, so these are the things we were doing in lab, and it kind of correlates back to that light blue I had over here for skills lab. So at one point, I just kind of like stopped color coding, more of just because it was close to the end of the session. I really didn't care. So I just kind of put things in random places. Like I had to go to the store. I had like Easter events, that type of thing that day. So I mean, it's just whatever marker I kind of pulled out, I just kind of used. it really didn't go against like the thing at this point because it was week 7, like we had finals the following week. I really didn't mind. This past semester, I started using this planner with just the markers. It was all color coded to the key I made back here, and the markers matched, so I just made sure that was there. Yeah, so I didn't use it this past session for the July session just because I really didn't have the motivation and I didn't know how to set my planner up because of this whole ATI thing we switched over to. So that's when I put together this calendar. So for this session, for this May-July semester, I didn't use the planner as much in July as I did in June because I didn't know how to set it up for ATI. So that's when I used the calendar. And the calendar goes upstairs in my bedroom. It's hanging right above my bed so that whenever I'm like getting dressed or putting clothes away type of thing, I can see the calendar and I know that there's a certain thing coming up that I need to prepare for. So when I started it, I did clinicals in pink or anything like lab simulation, clinical, that type of thing, I put in pink. This session for May, I was taking med surg and pharm, so I offset the colors a little bit and left orange as personal, and then pharm is yellow and med surg as blue. Same thing for June. Orange was personal, yellow was pharm, and then clinical pink, med surg blue. For July, I didn't use the planner because I didn't know how to set it up for ATI, like I said. So I started using these markers again, and I didn't realize that they would actually look nice on this like material. I wasn't sure if it was gonna smear, but it doesn't, thankfully. So I went back and used the same key from this planner, and I added a few things based on like the assignments we had to do. So this was the key that I had used, the same thing. So clinical was blue, lecture was pink, exams were red, assessments, case studies, those were 2 different types of green. And then for personal, I switched between like the light blue and black. It really depends on like which one I grab first. But that's just what I use. So like I said, like I switched between like the light blue and the black because I started highlighting things, but so you can kind of see that I have everything pretty much organized based on what the schedule was saying. So I took it from this one that we had gotten in class or was uploaded to our portal. So I basically just kind of took it and put it into the calendar. And I also made like the checklist here too. That made it kind of easier for me to like see when the due dates were. And it's really helped a lot. I set this up, I didn't know how to remediate things. Like we've just been learning along the way how to remediate certain assignments. So I kept that in purple and just assumed that because I didn't have school or anything going on Thursday, Fridays, I would spend most of my time doing that on these days. So we haven't gotten the course schedule yet or the syllabi for September session. So once I get that, I'm gonna be using like the same key that I have here that I used for July and August, those 2 months, just because it's a little easier for me to like color code things in my brain. But once we figure out like how the ATI thing works and when the remediation assignments are due, like it all varies based on the class that we're in, I believe. So I'll have a better idea of what's going on when I get the actual schedule. So when I start working as a PCT, I'll probably put my things back in blue. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna put those in the days that I work, maybe in a different color that I'm not using. We'll see, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But real quick, the difference between this planner, the wide version, and the A4 is that obviously it's like different sized, but it's formatted the same way. I have it all in weeks. Like I did that over my summer break. I put everything based on the week that we were in. But I didn't divide it up into two like I did this one or this one. The only thing that I did was just kind of mark a line for work and then a line for personal, and then I'll probably divide my classes up like maybe somewhere along here. I don't know yet. But it'll be the same thing. So I'll have like my work schedule and then my personal things going on, and then followed by like my assignments for class. So like clinical will go on one of these days, that type of thing. So I will probably do it again for the monthly calendar too. Maybe just like my work schedule and the exams and remediation days that are due, or just like big assignments, clinicals, that type of thing. There's a lot going on now that I'm starting this new job. So I just need to make sure that everything is done on time, that I'm going to work at the same times. And then I'm also just like scheduling myself for certain things like family time or going out with friends. So I hope that the monthly and the weekly version will be much better. So I actually made a little template for this one just so I could do it equally. So I just did like a little thing I put up against there. Anyways, the really cool thing about these personal planners is that they started coming out with little stickers to go into your planner, and I think they're just so cute. I only put like a handful on. I think it was for my birthday in January, so they're just really fun. Like they have a lot of cool colors, and you can decorate them however you want. Like this one has like a bunch of sayings on it. So I'm not really much, like I know a lot of people put stickers in their planners, and there's a lot of Etsy shops out there that have the stickers. I've thought about doing that, but I don't know if I use it enough to actually enjoy the stickers and to sit down and like actually put them in. But yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I know that's kind of like all over the place, like with certain things going on, but I hope that answers like the gist of it. So basically, like, I just color code everything based on this little key that I made. So it really just comes down to what you are looking for in a planner, what works best for you. If you like doing the whole sticker thing like I have here, by all means go for it. They're from Amazon. These little guys, they are from Amazon, and then I hole punched them. But I also wrote on the back too, just so I know like which ones were what when I went to go pull it out, in case I forgot. One more thing, sorry. I saw this idea on Pinterest as well, as like using these little sticky tabs to put on your assignment days. So for patho maybe, we had like an assignment due, so I'd put a green one there, and when I was done with it, I would take it off. So I didn't use it as much because it was like really annoying that it kept falling off. But if you're that kind of person where you take things off, or like once you finish it, you take it off, you're done with it, then that's it. So totally up to you. I know I keep saying that it really comes down to what you want and what works best for you, and it's so true because everyone organizes things differently. Everyone has a different way of organizing things in their brain. So let me know what you guys think of the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below on the video, or send me a DM or email from Instagram.